This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? Visit gocurrency.com. And by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com.
And welcome to the capital city. We have a top 10 matchup on News Channel Nebraska on a chilly Thursday night as Lincoln Lutheran hosts Ashland Greenwood. Brandon Axmith, Andy Klassen with you. C1 versus C2 matchup. Andy, you look at these two teams. Yep. Ashland Greenwood, number one in our rankings, undefeated at 10-0. Lincoln Lutheran 9-3. They've dropped 3 straight, but you look at the teams they've played and how they've played them. This is a game we expect to be extremely competitive, and we're looking forward to it here tonight. Yeah, you mentioned the 3 losses and the weather outside. It might be hot, cold outside, but it's hot. 2 hot teams in here, and you mentioned 2 fabulous records. Ashland, they're working through some things. They lost some seniors, but it's pretty good. They're 10-0 while they're working through some struggles. So pretty good start, even though the coaching staff might have some holes to poke through that. Yet to mention, if those who are unaware, Ashland Greenwood, the 2-time defending state champs. You look at Lincoln Lutheran's schedule, their 3 losses to Class B, C1, and C1. Right. They're a Class C2 team playing an extremely difficult schedule. And talking to Coach Bowens, he said, we anticipate this is going to pay dividends come late February, March. And you got to like that about the coaching staff and Coach Bowens at the helm there, challenging his team, getting his team ready for that postseason run. Don't get so wrapped up in dropping a game here or there. Get ready to make a run when it counts the most here in a month or so. Well, let's talk key players. First off, for the home team, Lincoln Lutheran. Jacob Dutzman, he's the player that's leading this squad. 16-point contests, also 6 rebounds a game. This young man, as a junior, does a lot for this team. He really does. You mentioned 16 points per game, leads the team. It's his shot blocking ability, his rebounding. That's what really impresses me. He gets maximum amount out of that lanky 6'4" frame. On the flip side, Jacobson is a name synonymous with Ashland Greenwood as of late. Dane Jacobson, senior leader. He leads in every statistical category for the Blue Jays. 15 points a contest, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. That's a stat line for an average game. Not bad. Dane, just the latest and greatest of the great Jacobsons out of Ashland. And you mentioned the scoring. Yeah, we're used to that. But it's his way that he facilitates, leads the teams in assists, his teammates involved. That's what separates him in this Ashland Greenwood team early on. Glad you're with us. We're about 7 minutes away from tip-off. Stay with us. We have more pregame coming up. And number 1, Ashland Greenwood taking on number 4, Lincoln Lutheran here on News Channel Nebraska. So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
The pregame show is sponsored by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
And welcome back. 4 minutes to tip here in Lincoln as number 4 Lincoln Lutheran hosts top-ranked and undefeated Ashland Greenwood. Now's a great time to take a look at our school spotlight, brought to you by Currency, which makes financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. Find out more by going to gocurrency.com. We mentioned Ashland Greenwood, the two-time defending champs. You're just nearing that 4,000 mark when you look at the two communities combined in Cass and Saunders County. Excuse me, they are the Blue Jays. Enrollment just above 200, and as previously mentioned, two-time defending state champs. Those were their only state champs as a program, so the brightest and best era of Ashland Greenwood team is right. And they have aspirations of making it 3 in a row.
Making it a three-peat, right? They kind of a golden era. We've seen some transition in the college game with Nick Saban, and then in the pros with Bill Belichick stepping aside as well. Now Ashland Greenwood, the Blue Jays, they're right in the thick of it. They're looking to make it 3 in a row.
Well, talking about a historical context, Lincoln Lutheran on the flip side, sitting at 9-3, and you look at their history, they've made it to the state tournament once. That was back in 2008. Never won a state tournament game. You look at what they're doing this year and the goals that Coach Jesse Bowens has for this team. This could be a squad that makes steps further than this program's ever gone before.
You know, that's very impressive, too, because they had such a senior-heavy laden team last year, brought back only a couple of starters, have 3 seniors on the roster this year, and I would have to say and agree with you, Brandon, they're a little ahead of the schedule here as far as where they're getting to go and their aspirations moving forward.
2 minutes to tip here in Lincoln. Thursday night basketball here on News Channel Nebraska. We'll be back. Ashland Greenwood taking on Lincoln Lutheran.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we, Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Welcome back. Starters being announced. Ashland Greenwood starting 5. Dane Jacobson, we talked about him. You also add in Isaac Carson, Drake Zimmerman, Derek Tonjes, and Dawson Teese. Those last two averaging 14 and 11 respectively to go along with Jacobson's 15 a game.
Not a bad starting 5, and you love how they can spread around offensively.
And we have theatrics here at Lincoln as the home team Warriors get announced. Very nicely produced video by the school here, and let's take a look at those starters while it plays. So you have Logan Lebo averaging 9 points a contest. We talked about Jacob Dutzman, who averages 16 and 6. You also have Grant Stowell, who puts up 5 and 5 a game. Ryan Hager with 14 points a contest, and Nathan Hawley averaging 5 as well. So that is the starting 5 for this Lincoln Lutheran team, Andy, that's sitting at 9 and 3. We talked about it, 9 wins in a row.
Yeah.
They lost the championship to Platteview, which is a very good Class B team, lost by 1 in overtime. Followed that up with a defeat to Omaha Concordia just by 8, which is a very good Class C1 team with just 1 loss. And most recently, they went to Wahoo and fell 63-51. So that is the gauntlet that they've played their last 3 games, and it continues with Ashland Greenwood tonight. But the interesting thing to pay attention to, and Coach Mose of the Blue Jays answered this as well, while they're 10-0, he admitted that their schedule hasn't been the most difficult. And so, yes, they're 10-0, but he said this is not going to be a game that's going to be easy for us at all.
And so you look at it from the flip side where Coach Moans is trying to measure things up. Lincoln Lutheran, they're battle tested, right? And now you're coming into their place. They're a mad team. They want to get back into their winning ways, and they've challenged themselves. They know where they're at. They know how they, what they could have won. A lot of people probably should have won that championship against Plainview, but that's not how the cookie crumbled for them. But here we go, a primetime matchup between 2 very proud programs.
And so Jacobson attacking the glass right away. Doesn't fall for him. Jacobson is shooting 77% from the field. So a rare miss right there. He will be scoring quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, really good footwork there. Just a little heavy off the glass, and that's a linchpin for this Lincoln Lutheran team. You get one crack at it. They're so good at rebounding.
Right off the bat, we have it's Dutzman.
And that's why we highlight him. He does everything for Lincoln Lutheran, and that starts with scoring the basketball.
And there is Jacobson from the elbow.
Oh my, this already kind of feels like a couple heavyweight, champion boxers kind of trading blows here early on.
We have a whistle away from the ball. Foul. Looks like it's going to be on Zimmerman.
Tonight's officials, Doug Vivek, Westover, and Aaron Duker. We have Aaron a lot throughout the season, the entire season, because he's also a football official.
Well, this first quarter is brought to you by John Henry's, Our Family Serving Yours. John Henry's our first quarter sponsor here as we're nearing 90 seconds in. It's 3-2 Lincoln Lutheran. That shot off the mark from Hager.
Good opening foul call there. That was just to kind of send a message to both teams that not going to let this turn into a football game on the basketball court.
Carson unable to dial it up for Ashland Greenwood from the corner.
Holly with a really nice box out on the backside there.
And that 3 short as well from Hager for Lincoln Lutheran. And nice hesitation, doesn't fall for Carson. Put back does. First basket of the night for Tonjes.
Tonjes doing a great job being patient underneath there. You mentioned the jump stop and the patience by Carson. You don't see that too often, utilizing the jump stop.
4-3 your score. Number 1, Ashland Greenwood making the trip here to Lincoln Lutheran, the number 4 team in our NCN Sports Now rankings in Class C2. Ashland Greenwood number 1 in Class C1. And don't know how Ton just got out of that one, but he now has back-to-back buckets.
In the back of his mind, he knew exactly where the rim was the entire time. Used just enough of that pivot foot to get through the defense.
And nice move on the other. Basket going for Lebo.
Talking about using the pivot foot, right? Lebo made 2 continuous revolutions until he finally got that defender to move out of his way just enough.
Jacobson baseline, excellent pass. Carson back to Jacobson. Just a tad long. Board ripped down by Lebo.
Yeah, Ashland's really packing in right now. Extra guy down in the paint, and that's opening up opportunities for the perimeter shooters. Ashland likes to play, 4 out, 1 in. right now I feel like they're trying to match Lincoln Lutheran, and they're rebounding. Oh, what a pass up court.
Basket in transition for Dutzman.
Holtz doing a fantastic job running the court. Understands his ball guard will get him the opportunities if he puts in the work.
7-6 Lincoln Lutheran. We near the halfway point in this first quarter. Another turnover. Here comes Lincoln Lutheran. And Tonjes with the board. There's going to be a foul against the Warriors.
Yeah, really tough shot there in transition. I mean, that's what Lee wants to do. They want to get out and run, force the issue. But every once in a while, you kind of caught without numbers or numbers working against you. That might have been one of those opportunities where, hey, kick it out, reset the offense.
Another look there, courtesy of Beatrice Community Hospital and Credible Care, incredibly. Teese swings it to Jacobson, open from the wing, in and out.
Now, Lincoln Lutheran's been very fortunate that the Blue Jays have been just off the mark on some of those perimeter attempts early on here. Kind of feel like Ashland Greenwood, they're getting the look they're looking for on offense.
A nice reverse lay-in, courtesy of Dutzman.
Going baseline, Dutzman. You see how he went all the way, continued his drive to the other side of the rim. That got him that separation away from the defense.
Teese looks to go baseline, and he stepped on the baseline. Another turnover. This Lincoln Lutheran defense playing very tough.
And Holly did a really good job taking away that baseline to where it forced, the drive to go out of bounds. Both teams kind of mirror one another, don't they? They like to run the court, play with tempo, and they like to stick with that man-to-man defense.
There's a block, kick out.
Oh, good job getting a hand up. That was Mose that had his hand up and unknowingly knocked that pass out of bounds. Lincoln Lutheran was trying to work it across the court.
Nearing the 2-minute mark here in first quarter, lead for Lincoln Lutheran. And that shot contested doesn't fall for Hawley.
Give Landon Mose a lot of credit. The help defense was on the backside. Ashland Greenwood got away with one, extending their defense out, but you had the backside help.
And Jacobson still unable to hit from three. Reminder, this broadcast is made possible thanks to Zollner Ford, Lincoln of Beatrice. As we're under 90 seconds to play here in quarter number one. Drive inside and a charge. Charge is called on Hager.
Hager getting a little too physical. I think he extended that left arm out, and he caught that early foul. That first foul of the game, I think, went on Hager where he was being a little too physical.
Timeout. We'll be right back. 1:17. Actually, just kidding. No timeout. I apologize. I thought there was a signal. So 1:14 to play. 9-6 Lincoln Lutheran.
The popcorn and soda can wait.
I want to keep the audience on their toes. More so, Tyler, our producer director. Just like to give him a little heart attacks.
Zimmerman, a really nice left-handed drive there from the right side of the court. Boy, what really jumps out you early on is just his ability to utilize that dribble drive, really 1 through 5. 5 starters for both squads. Both coaching staffs are looking to isolate and give them their opportunities to utilize their handles and get to the rim.
So that first one goes down for Zimmerman. Second pops out. Three on the way, also strong. Rebound, Jake.
Tough shot.
Stolen away. Stowell. Dutzman swings it to Stowell, now back around. Warriors looking like they may have intentions of having the last shot here. And denied. Block made by Cal Kissinger, the sophomore.
Boy.
So the Blue Jays have a shot to get something up here.
How about that patience from Kissinger?
2 seconds. Shot is off. Doesn't fall. So after one, Lincoln Lutheran 9, Ashland Greenwood 7. We'll be back with the second here on News Channel Nebraska.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Welcome back. Action packed first quarter, 9-7. Lincoln Lutheran on top of Ashland Greenwood. Brandon Axmit, Andy Klassen with you for all of the action here. Thursday night basketball on News Channel Nebraska.
That was really a fantastic opening period on both ends. You saw good defense, strong defense from both sides. You saw some high-flying offense. Here it is, right on cue.
They heard you, Andy. The high-flying oop, Dutzman with the flush.
That might have been the play they were looking for to close out the quarter. Just saved it to open the quarter. That's all right.
And Jacobson comes right back down and puts it in.
So calm, collected. Splits the defense, lays it on the backside with the right hand.
So Dutzman now with 9 points for Lincoln Lutheran. Lebo, the only other Warrior currently on the score sheet. And it is 11-9 on your Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Go green with E15 and fill up at your nearest A stop today. Also a reminder, as we have a 3 on the way, and it drops. Triple for Tonjes. This second quarter is brought to you by O Street Carpet. Be sure to check out Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet in Lincoln, located near 17th and O.
If Lincoln Lutheran wants to shade their defense in and try and limit the driving abilities from Jacobson and others, they're going to leave Tonjes and others open for that corner 3. Live and die by that. Tonjes makes them pay on that occasion as Ashland Greenwood takes the lead.
Hager driving, tough defense from Zimmerman. Mid-range jumper a little bit long. This Ashland Greenwood team, a squad that hangs its hat on defense. Talking to Coach Mosey, said we're still, getting a few new guys into this starting rotation, and the offense is coming along, but defense is what they hang their hats on.
Yeah, and it travels well. You heard all the cliches, but it's true. And not every night the shot's going to fall for you, but you can at least limit the opposition to their scoring abilities if you keep that defense rolling.
We mentioned the fact that the Blue Jays schedule may be not the strongest or strong as Lincoln Lutheran. They still do have a victory over Wahoo, which has been their marquee win on the season, 63-54 in overtime, as that three goes for Stowell. And Mose, to the point we're talking about, really emphasized the fact that their defense is what led them to that victory over the high-flying Wahoo Warriors.
Yeah, and that's really what kind of kick-started this run that they're in the middle of right now, back-to-back state champs. How about the drive from Lebo on the other end? And he's also leading the team in rebounds right now, Brandon. He's doing the dirty work, getting paid off on the other end.
Noted as the floor general by Coach Bowens. He says he's the most unassuming 5'10", 140-pound player you're going to see. But he does plays like that night in, night out.
Well, on the roster I got, he's listed at 6'1". So we'll just go with that, but that just kind of adds to your story. He might be giving up a little bit of weight, but, man, he makes up with it through effort and all the activity that he displays on the court.
Nice job battling inside. Tease, his first bucket.
Tell you what, I really like how the Blue Jays are able to just answer right back. You see Lincoln Lutheran going to run, make a high-flying play. They settle it down and get it to one of their upperclassmen down around the rim and watch the big fella finish.
So Ashland Greenwood in his zone. And offensive foul called on Dutzman.
Seen that a couple of times now, where these officials, they don't like it when Lincoln Lutheran drives and then extends either that right or that left elbow out. I think we saw kind of a warning type of call real early in this game, a quick whistle, and that was supposed to send a message like, hey, we're not going to allow that type of play.
Now we're seeing Lincoln Lutheran also in a zone. Corner three is heavy. Good rebound by Landon Mose, one of two players that get significant playing time off the bench for this Blue Jays team. And shooter's roll doesn't go for him. Jacobson is fouled on the rebound.
They're saying it's on the court, though. There's no shooting attempt, although that was still a clever play, though, from Jacobson trying to get the shot all in one motion. And yeah, they're running Lincoln Lutheran's slid into a 2-3 zone here, but they're still trying to body up with the lone post player down low. That allowed for that offensive rebound.
And it was only a matter of time before Jacobson hit one from deep.
Yeah.
There's his first three as he now has 7 points.
It doesn't matter if you're in a 2-3 zone, man-to-man, 1-3-1. You got to know where number 0 is at all times.
Just past the halfway point in this second quarter. And we have a foul on the floor. A reminder that our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman are just around the corner. At Sartor Heyman Jewelers, they'll help make your jewelry dreams come true. Check them out downtown Lincoln or South Point.
Dutzman's just so good at getting to the baseline, just kind of glides by you. And that was Jacobson's second foul there, not allowing him to go baseline even though he had the step.
Reminder that Lincoln High School Sports on News Channel Nebraska's presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Three on the way and buried by Stowell, his second triple.
Stowell starting to heat up, 6'4" junior. Yeah, that's kind of scary how many underclassmen Lincoln Lutheran has in their starting 5.
Just 3 seniors on this squad in total. We're under 3 minutes. 2-point advantage for the home Warriors. And that one doesn't fall for Tonjes. Good defense by Zimmerman.
Yeah, Zimmerman wasn't going to allow that to happen. No way, no how. Here's the back man on defense. The zone's given Ashland Greenwood a little bit of, some problems here trying to figure it out.
Carson gets it taken away. Here comes Lincoln Lutheran. Now at 2 minutes before halftime, another steal by Cal Kissinger. So we're seeing the defense really clamp down for both of these squads here in this second quarter.
We really are. That zone defense from Lincoln Lutheran, case in point, that last bounce pass would have got there had the offensive player only had to worry about one guy, getting him on your hip. That wasn't the case. So you had a defender in front and behind. That's why that pass wasn't able to get home.
Baseline drive, pass to the paint to Ernst. He kicks it out, glides, hits the wide open 3.
Excellent job, kick out. You're going to have Mose call it, or Bowens call the quick timeout after the make.
We'll take a break as well. 5-point lead for Lincoln Lutheran here on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Welcome back. Coming out of the timeout, basket goes for Teesonside. He now has 4 points.
Solid offensive player coming out of the timeout break. That's exactly the type of execution you want to see.
Foul on the floor.
You really like how both of these defensive units don't allow the opposition to get and go out on a run, a 5-0, 6-0 type of run. It just seems to be trading blows to make the adjustments, get the stops when needed. There's your stop.
Three on the way, and it goes down. Lebo.
But off the block shot, Lebo finds some space from beyond the arc. One of those 3 seniors you mentioned, Logan Lebo's having himself a game.
Matisse kicking it out. You can hear the home fans here rooting on the Warriors with a defense chant. 16 seconds to play, and they have a 9-point advantage as we near halftime. Blue Jays holding for the final shot.
Lutheran slid into a 1-3-1 zone defense here, maybe back into man.
And the shot doesn't fall, and that will send us to halftime. 28-19 your score. Stay tuned for our Columbus Community Hospital halftime show when we return. A reminder that Columbus Community Hospital Their health matters. A great and action-packed first half between these two great teams. And how about that for some Class C basketball? The oop for Dutzman, 3 on the other end by Tonjes. But it is number 4, Lincoln Lutheran, with a 9-point lead on undefeated number 1, Ashland Greenwood.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said,
It wasn't, but this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with the wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs. All backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
The Halftime Report on NCN is sponsored by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health matters.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams. Financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
The first time I ever took prescription opioids is when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. I think I was 16 years old. I must have gotten a 30-day script. I took them all in 3 days. I was stealing from people, buying substances on the street. I look back at that time with a lot of shame. That's not who I am. Opioid use disorder is not a moral failing.
Welcome back. Okay, the score here is 25-19, 6-point advantage, Lincoln Lutheran, the number 4 team in our Class C2 rankings, leading Ashland Greenwood, the number 1 team in our Class C1 rankings. Glad you're with us. Columbus Community Hospital halftime show, and it's time to jump in to our halftime highlights that are brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. So let's go right in and see how things played out. We're in first quarter action. Lincoln Lutheran in white, Ashland Greenwood in blue, and the 3 drops for Jacob Dutzman, who had a great first quarter. 7 of the 9 points by Lincoln Lutheran scored in the first. There's another basket by Dutzman.
Scoring in transition, that's one of the linchpins of this Lincoln Lutheran team.
More Lincoln Lutheran here in the first baseline drive and take, and I told you Dutzman scored a lot. He scored 3 of the 4 baskets into that first quarter, and then you go to the second quarter, and Dutzman showing he can get up as well with the oop. It was 9-7. Lincoln Lutheran after 1. Here you have the triple knockdown by Tonjes, who has 7 points, tied for the leading score for the Blue Jays with Jacobson. And there was a 3 knockdown by Lebo. And then the take by Lebo. So you saw actually 4 threes drop in the second quarter for the Warriors. They have 5 on the evening, but there's another triple in the second. They found a long shooting in that second period.
That last one was made by Stowell. I thought that might have been the first one as well. He had a couple of triples. But yeah, Lincoln Lutheran really showing the variety at which they can score. And I mean, what can't Dutzman do? We heard about this guy, but his ability to just glide to the rim, get baseline, and then you saw the ups in that highlight package. That was to open up the second quarter. The first play, the backside screen, alley-oop, dunk, kind of sending a message and a shot into the arm of the adrenaline of Lincoln Lutheran as they were able to build that lead and take it into this halftime break.
Again, those highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where they have stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones. You can find them at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Let's take a look at our NCN rankings. Andy, we put a lot of work into these, so let's talk about them. Every Monday for the rest of the basketball season, we'll be publishing them on our website and on Twitter at NCN Sports. They're compiled by our team of reporters where we average everything out, and this is what we've come up with. So, as mentioned, Ashland Greenwood, undefeated, sitting at number 1 in our C1 rankings. But you also have Ogallala and Auburn, also undefeated. It's 1, 2, 3, could be any of them.
It really could, and a lot of familiar names there. Wahoo, Auburn, Concordia. One of those scores, a lot of postponements and cancellations due to weather, but Fall City fell to Rockport, Missouri early today, got their game in 42-34. A lot of times we see Fall City in these rankings, not there right now.
And congrats to Central City as well as Sydney making our rankings for the first time this week. Now we go to Class C2. Mention the fact Lincoln Lutheran is sitting at number 4, dropping from number 2. But again, all 3 of their losses against quality opponents. Ponca up in northeast Nebraska has the top spot, followed by Amherst. Cedar Catholic, we're going to see them tomorrow on News Channel Nebraska when they go to Pierce. And then another northeast Nebraska team in Lutheran High Northeast at 5. And you can see 6 through 10, a lot of parity.
Yes.
3 through 10 really in Class C2.
We just saw that and televised that game between Tri-County and Freeman. What a fantastic matchup that was. Freeman coming on the right end are getting the W. And then earlier tonight, beating up on Parkview Christian 66-30. I think that surprised a lot of folks out there.
And you mentioned Tri-County Freeman. Weather permitting, we may very well see them in our Mudecas Championship coverage that may be Saturday, it may be Monday, depending on what Mother Nature decides. But Yeah, for those who don't know, Mudecas Championships, we'll be televising them this weekend, and it is the oldest basketball tournament west of the Mississippi, nearing 100 years of existence, played in downtown Beatrice at the City Auditorium, and it showcases all of Southeast Nebraska's finest. So mark that on your calendar as well as something that's coming up.
Such a cool event. So many great teams that participate year in, year out as Dane Jacobson just picks up where he's left off. A little side baseline mid-range jumper.
So that basket puts Jacobson at 9 points, leading the Blue Jays. The scoring total is 9 for Jacobson, 1 for Zimmerman. You have 7 for Tonjes and 4 for Teese. Lincoln Lutheran, it's Lebo with 7, Dutzman with 9, Stowell with 6, and Glines with 3. And we have a foul as everyone was diving for the ball. That's going to be on Hawley.
Hawley had a heck of a effort style of rebound on the other end of the court, offensive board. Warriors unable to capitalize on. There he picked up the loose ball foul, but those are the type of fouls you can kind of live with as a fan base, as a coaching staff. He was just really getting after it. Wrong place, wrong time.
Jacobson, the skip pass across. And solid take by Teese. He now has 6 points.
Really was. Lincoln Lutheran trying to come out in a different style of his zone. Credit Ashland Greenwood for just sticking within our offense, working the ball down low and letting one of their bigs get to work. The 6'5" Teese taking care of business.
So all of a sudden, it was a 6-point lead. It's now down to 2 for Lincoln Lutheran early in this first, or rather, second half as we have a foul.
Tonjes with a hand check. Didn't much care for the call by the look of his body language. It's like, hey, I'm trying to keep up with Dutzman here going baseline. Yeah, give me a little leeway here.
25-23, Lincoln Lutheran. 6.5 to play in the third. Shot off the glass, bounces out.
Jacobson leading all rebounders here this evening, just ripped down his 5th board of the night.
And a timeout called by the Blue Jays. We'll take a quick break. 25-23 here on NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Welcome back, 25-23. 6 minutes to go in the third. This will stay with the Blue Jays.
Stowell saved that by keeping his hands active out inside that, within the passing lanes there. Otherwise, the Blue Jays would have had an open look from beyond the perimeter.
Zimmerman drives, back out to Jacobson.
Oh, nice take.
Up and under for Carson. That's his first basket of the night.
Carson did that early in the first quarter where he was just real patient with his drive, allowed the defense to just kind of flow out of his way.
6-0 run for the Blue Jays. We're tied 25-25.
Yep.
But only momentarily as Dutzman gets another basket.
Well, he's done that time and time. Just great awareness when his team needs him on the offensive end. He steps up, gets a bucket. So this is just a 2-3 zone, but you can see Lincoln Lutheran really wants to pack or clog in the middle. They're taking their chance, allowing it outside, but Ashland Greenwood still gets it inside.
Not sure how Tonjes did it, but he scores and then right back on the other end, a three-point play opportunity for Hager.
Hager's been doing a really nice job running the court all night long. That time, trying to get away from the contact. You know, he's been leaning into it and picked up a couple of whistles due to extending his arm out during the drive. That time, tried to get by his defender and make a basketball play. Oh, and he got awarded with an and one. Finds himself at the foul line.
So Hager a chance to get the lead back to 3. One of those returning starters from last year's team. That one pops out for him, but offensive board for the Warriors.
Does it again. Hawley tracks down an offensive board.
We have a foul on the rebound against Lincoln Lutheran. I believe that is Hawley, which would be his second.
Yeah, a couple fouls here in this third period for Nathan Hawley, but they're all coming due to his aggressiveness, going after those rebounds and loose balls. Just a fantastic job playing with anticipation. Lutheran slipping into a 1-3-1 zone, totally confusing the Blue Jays offense.
And strong take for Hager.
And this is where Lincoln Lutheran's at their best, when they're scoring in transition.
So Zimmerman will try it from long range off the iron.
Ah, nice ball movement, kicking it back out, working around the perimeter. The look was good.
Three and a half to go here in this third quarter. A reminder that Lincoln High School Sports is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Ashland Greenwood loses it in transition.
Kissinger tried to put on the brakes. Credit Tonjes with a really nice takeaway, getting a steal. Unable to capitalize over the Blue Jays. Still only a 4-point lead. It seems like we've had a couple highlight plays, a couple really nice defensive stops for Lincoln Lutheran, but they're still only up by 4.
Now we're under 3, and that'll be a carry. Got away from Lebo.
A little bit of a frustration pass to his teammate there after the obvious carry.
That shot off the mark. Offensive board ripped down by Tonjes. Foul called against the Warriors.
Yeah, everybody's really battling for each and every rebound. Love to see that. I think Tonjes is going to pick one up. It's going to be on the floor, though. Continuation, get it on the shot. Dane Jacobson was calling for that in the corner. That was a set play, never did find the shooter.
Excellent footwork. Teese now has 8 points, and Ashland Greenwood will take a timeout. We will as well. 2-point game, Lincoln Lutheran 31, Ashland Greenwood 29, here on News Channel Nebraska. So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
For over NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Welcome back. 2:14 to go in this third quarter. Brought to you by Husker Rehab, where they treat the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Husker Rehab, our third quarter sponsor. Brandon Axement, Andy Klassen with you here. Ashland Greenwood undefeated and number 1 in our Class C1 rankings. Lincoln Lutheran number 4 in Class C2, and the Warriors currently with a 2-point edge over the two-time defending state champs.
Yeah, I just think their versatility on defense, going from man-to-man to a 2-3 zone to a 1-3-1 look, that's really served them well, especially here in this third period.
Working it inside on the block. Strong move. That doesn't quite go. A reminder, if you haven't yet, you should follow us on Twitter. Andy, I know you're a Twitter or X guy, at NCN Sports, though. That's how you follow us. That's how you know what our rankings are, as there's a basket made by Tonjes. That's how you know what games we're going to be covering. You'll get interviews, highlights, scores, everything by following us at NCN Sports. And we encourage you to tweet at us. Let us know where you're watching, who you're cheering for. Do it right now, and we've been known to give shout-outs live on the air.
Yes, we have, and I know we got a crew watching us in Pierce, Nebraska at the Legion Lounge. Some youngsters there as well, enjoying some dinner and watching some really good basketball.
Again, Pierce will be on our airwaves tomorrow when they host Cedar Catholic right here on NCN, as there's a basket for Lebo. Reminder that this broadcast is made possible thanks to Zollner Ford, Lincoln of Beatrice.
Lebo just sliced through the defense. Strong finish with the left hand.
Jacobson thinking about it. .25 seconds remain in this third quarter.
Nice movement away from the basketball. Credit Lincoln Lutheran in their tight defense, not allowing shooters to gain any open space.
The foul is going to go against Steiner for Lincoln Lutheran.
And that's just what a playmaker like Dane Jacobson can do for you. Understanding, recognizing the offense was, kind of out of rhythm, just took matters in his own hand, looked to kickstart that drive with the left hand, got into a defender, recorded a foul. Now we're going to get another inbounds pass here or play with 15 seconds left.
Jacobson wide open, and he buries it. And with that triple, Ashland Greenwood will take a 1-point advantage into the fourth. 34-33 here on News Channel Nebraska. Don't go anywhere.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
a partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Eight minutes to play here on News Channel Nebraska. Number 1 and undefeated Ashland Greenwood taking a lead with that Dane Jacobson 3 as we start the 4th.
The skip pass across the court opened up Jacobson for that open 3, and what a way to close out the quarter, stealing that 1-point lead heading into the 4th.
Well, to that point is there's a 3 on the way, just off the mark. Lincoln Lutheran had a 6-point advantage, but Ashland Greenwood outscoring the Warriors 15-8 in the 3rd to put us where we currently stand. Jacobson cutting, and good active hands by the Warriors to steal it away. And a good take by Stowell. He has 8 points, and the Warriors are back in front.
Love to see the hustle there from Ernst, trying to get after it again. But how about the finish from Stowell? Knew he had to utilize some of that hang time. Get up and under some of the defenders.
And the Warrior defense forces another turnover. And that's going to be a foul on Tonjes.
Yeah, that was a concerted effort that time not to allow Dutzman to beat him. Actually had a double team closing in on him, but recorded the foul before he could even turn and face that double team.
It's the second on Tonjes. Zimmerman, tough defense. And forced him out of bounds, I believe.
Hager might have dribbled the ball on the line, or maybe his foot caught the line.
Zimmerman travels before the shot.
Yep, one extra half step there before he went up. Boy, that was a big turnover because he would have got the foul call. A lot of contact there after the travel.
So 6.5 minutes remain here in Lincoln, as the Warriors of Lincoln Lutheran trying to hand number 1 Ashland Greenwood its first loss of the season. This 4th quarter is brought to you by Visit Lincoln, as the shot goes in for Teese, but at Visit Lincoln, you can find out more at lincoln.org. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer.
Teese has just been a calming force, a factor for Ashland Greenwood. Great footwork for a big man down low.
And an answer by Lebo from downtown.
He's started hot and he has stayed hot all night long, Brandon.
12 points for Lebo, 2-point lead for Lutheran.
Oh.
And Carson somehow doesn't get that to drop. It would have been a tie game.
I mean, what a nifty move. Got 2 defenders up in the air. Couldn't finish, point blank. Oh, you can bet number 5. Carson wants that one back.
Foul against the Blue Jays.
And I don't know. I mean, it's a back and forth game, right? Neither team has really been able to sustain or get out to a big lead here, and starting to kind of feel things tighten up. The crowd's kind of tense, a little more tense than it was at tip-off.
Deep 3 on the way. It's long. Out of play. Ashland Greenwood ball.
Yeah, good call. Love the effort there from Jacob Dutzman. Mentioned, he just leads the team in, I think, rebounds, assists, scoring, steals. A couple of those categories.
averaging 16 points a game. He's at 11 currently. As there's a basket inside again for Teese.
Blue Jays have really found something in 3-5. Dawson Teese.
Quickly coming down the other way, an answer.
Hager's done that a couple of times in transition after a made bucket. They are relentless, pushing the tempo.
Lincoln Lutheran still up by 2 as we near the halfway point in this fourth quarter. Zimmerman bounce pass. And Tonjes will shoot 2.
Kind of surprised with how well Ashland Greenwood's been able to work the ball inside, whether it's through Teese or Tonjes. They're getting those point-blank looks that, they're having to work. Don't get me wrong. They're working really hard for it, but they're able to get inside. And early on, Lincoln Lutheran was really limiting the takes, the amounts of good looks that they're able to get, off the block.
Tonjes currently with 11. A reminder to stay tuned for our coaches post-game interview brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. Lebo penetrates, dishes, and there's an easy basket for Hawley.
Yeah, went right at that middle defender, that back wall, forced him to commit. Nice dump-off pass for the easy assist.
4-point lead for the Warriors. Just under 4 to play here in Lincoln. Ashland Greenwood, the 2-time defending champs, currently undefeated. And they step on the baseline.
Teese was trying to get the ball across court. As you mentioned, stepped on the line as Coach Mo's going to call a timeout here for Ashland Greenwood.
We'll take a break as well, but don't go anywhere. 42-38, Lincoln Lutheran here on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back. Sure.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, the wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
And welcome back here in Lincoln. 42-38 is your score. 3:33 to go. Andy, let's see what happens, huh? This is exactly what we were hoping for when we put this game on the schedule.
Yeah, and if you're Lincoln Lutheran, you got to feel good about where you're at with Dutzman and Lebo leading you to score as Dutzman puts in another deuce. Nifty move, cross-court left-hand finish.
13 points. It's a 6-point lead now for the Warriors.
Boy, just cutting across that lane, getting enough separation from the defense.
Ashland Greenwood desperate for a basket here as we're under 3.
Kissinger received the ball in a good spot there, just unable to do anything with it. Credit the defense for shifting.
That's the shot they wanted. It doesn't fall. Lincoln Lutheran running the court. And the lay-in goes for Hager.
The zone defense holds for Lincoln Lutheran. They're able to get a cheap one in transition.
The lead has grown to 8.
Boy, I think if I'm an Ashland Greenwood fan, I want to see more movement away from the basketball.
Zimmerman shot well short.
I just felt like too many guys were stationary. I know that's a big part of their offense, utilizing that ISO game, but that zone defense was in position and they weren't getting off their spots.
And so Jacobson fouled. It's his third. Blue Jays are going to put Lincoln Lutheran at the line here. Need 2 more to do it.
And you're starting to see substitutions trying to protect their offensive weapons from foul trouble. Is Ashland Greenwood.
So there's that 4th team foul. Ashland Greenwood needing 1 more.
Yeah, everybody knows by now it's only 5 fouls and everybody gets 2 shots. You don't have to earn your second one anymore.
I was going to say, I know you really love this new rule.
Yeah, you got to get in the bonus, 2 fouls earlier, and you get your two free throws too.
Well, a huge mistake. Lincoln Lutheran actually ends up going over and back. And so it's Ashland Greenwood ball. They didn't have to foul, and they get the possession.
Yeah, very fortunate turn of events here for Ashland Greenwood. Lincoln Lutheran received the ball on the wrong side of the court to go back. Just kind of a lapse there, a mental lapse.
And Jacobson gets the shot he wants and buries it. 5-point game.
That's the mental lapse you cannot have. You need to know where Dane Jacobson is at all times.
And so to not have any more potentially, Lincoln Lutheran now takes a timeout.
Yeah, that's a good timeout. As you had Logan Lebo nearly drag his foot, would have been an automatic turnover off the inbounds or right after the inbounds pass. Like I said, you can feel things tightening up here. 2-possession game.
So full timeout for the Warriors. But yeah, you went from having the ball, thinking you're going to go to the line to potentially go up 10 to that over and back turnover to then a 3-point hit. That's a potential 5-point swing. And, you know, Coach, obviously balanced talking situations now and how you see this thing out.
Yeah, and you know, I don't want to sound like I'm coming down too hard on Lincoln Lutheran and their defensive efforts. You know, scorers, they have a knack for finding that open space, and Dane Jacobson's been doing it all game long. He threatens the inside, and then he just kind of, you know, nonchalantly backpedals beyond that 3-point line, exactly gets that spot that he's looking for, and credit his guards in Cal Kissinger, Grady Holtz, Mose, finding him at opportune times.
Jacobson right at his point per game average of 15. So we got Queen playing here. You never can go wrong with Queen. Sets the tone, though, for the final 145 here as, again, Lincoln Lutheran trying to hand Ashland Greenwood their first loss of the season.
Full court pressures coming on now.
So there is the foul. 5th team foul, meaning 2 shots coming up.
Give credit where credit's due. Lincoln Lutheran not panicking, spreading out the court, and then just waiting for that foul.
Hager knocks down the first. He has 9 points, all of them coming in this second half.
Yeah, the 6'3" junior, you know, had a couple fouls early on. I think that kind of got him out of his offensive flow, but boy, did he find it here in the second half and here in the biggest moment coming through from the line.
Ten points for Hager, 7-point lead for Lincoln Lutheran. 1:30 to go. Zimmerman's shot won't fall. Stowell now heading to the line.
Stowell's been a constant here for Lincoln Lutheran tonight. Had a couple big threes in the first half. A couple hustle plays come to mind where he tracked down a couple of rebounds. And knocks down the front end of her free throws here. Widens that margin to 8, 49, 41.
Hits them both. Coming down the other way, Ashland Greenwood unable to capitalize. And Lincoln Lutheran sitting very good right now with a 9-point advantage, going to the line in 1 minute 17 on the clock.
By 9. Hager really has to hone in and just knock down one of these two to really make things difficult, push through a 4-possession game. Things would really have to go the way of the Blue Jays anyhow, but if you can just get 1 or 2 here, that's what you're looking for if you're the home crowd here in Lincoln.
And we talked about this schedule and why Lincoln Lutheran is on a 3-game losing streak and the quality opponents they played. No let up when needing to play Ashland Greenwood. This isn't the end of their gauntlet. It's Archbishop Bergen next, who is a top 10 team in C2. And then you follow that up with Bishop Neumann, who's a top 10 team in C1. So it is unbelievable, really, this stretch of schedule that the Warriors are going through, but they're going to feel great if this result holds about getting a win against one of the top teams in Class C1.
Well, it looks like they're going to get one here. Just over a minute left to go, but Tease, nice finish, plays through the contact, and one opportunity here. Yeah, that also speaks to just the parity in Class C, C1 and C2. And I don't know, do you think Coach Bowens, do you think he's happy with his AD scheduling it like that? Or?
Well, it's funny you say that. Dan Masters, first-year AD, great guy. We've appreciated his hospitality.
Yeah.
He said, Lincoln Lutheran dropped to C2 this year from C1 due to enrollment, and this schedule where you're playing some of the best in C1 and the best in B, sprinkling in a couple of C2 games. Again, you get to late February and March where you're anticipating you'll be at state, and you're going to be the most battle-tested team in your respective class C2.
Yeah, you always want to challenge yourself, but obviously there's that balance where you still want to leave yourself enough power points if you do struggle against some of those top-tier teams out of your class, above your class, that you still have enough to make it if you have trouble in your districts. And either way, it looks like Lincoln Lutheran's, on their way to maybe some postseason play here.
Second one goes down for Lebo. 52-44. Jacobson's three doesn't go. Zimmerman the rebound. We have the foul. Third foul on Dutzman. But Ashland Greenwood, they're running out of time. It's not over yet. 8-point differential, 52 seconds to go. They really do need a basket here. And it's taken away, another turnover forced. And more free throws coming up. Stowell will head to the line, who has 10 points thus far. And that's a big part of what the Warriors have been able to do here in the fourth. They're hitting a very high percentage of their free throws. If you're not, that allows Ashland Greenwood a chance to get back into it, but not the case. The Warriors going 2 for 2 from the line there. It's now a 10-point advantage. And a solid offensive rebound. It'll be 2 points for Tonjes. More free throws coming up. Again, a reminder, we have more basketball for you tonight. After this game, we're sending you straight to Gothenburg, Nebraska for a rivalry clash. Gothenburg, the Swedes, hosting the Kozad Haymakers. Michael Shively's on the call. Girls game is currently in progress. You'll get there probably for the end of the girls, and then you have a top 10 matchup in that C1 rivalry game on the boys' side. So you don't have to go anywhere tonight. More basketball coming your way here on News Channel Nebraska as Lebo hits both. Secondarily, we have more basketball on Friday and Saturday as well. We'll take a quick break. 56-46. Lincoln Lutheran leading on NCN. Welcome back. Coming out of the timeout, defending champs Ashland Greenwood, undefeated on the year, currently down by 10, very much looking like they will lose their first game of the season. Lincoln Lutheran with an excellent fourth quarter here. Trailing by 1 to start the period, but they have found another gear. They've been hitting free throws down the stretch and have been playing tough defense, not allowing the Blue Jays to get back into this one late. Great second effort. Tonjes gets it to go. 16 points for Tonjes. But I think at this point, even though we're still fouling, it's safe to say that the Warriors are going to knock off number 1 Ashland Greenwood. Had an excellent effort. Dutzman with 13 points. 15 points for Lebo. Stowell with 12. 10 points for Hager. And a couple other contributing players as well for the Warriors. Will turn this into a victory. There's the final buzzer. Your score, 57-48. The Warriors of Lincoln Lutheran take down the two-time defending champs and hand Ashland Greenwood its first loss of the season. And a great all-around performance. Stay with us here on News Channel Nebraska. We're celebrating at the three-point line here in Lincoln Lutheran. Our post-game show is coming up next.
Plumbing needs attention? Trust the experts at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. No matter the size of the job, John Henry's brings extensive expertise to handle everything your home's plumbing system requires. So whether your drain is clogged, your water heater needs an upgrade, or you want to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, we're here for you. Reach out to us today and discover why, since 1996, we've proudly served families as the most reliable plumbing company in the Lincoln area. John Henry's, our family serving yours since 1996.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
We are courtside. I am joined now by winning head coach. My goodness, Mount still Awesome, Brett, that was a back and forth game. A lot of fun to watch. Might have been a little stressful, though, for the coaches and coaching staff.
A little bit there. I mean, you got to play all 32 minutes. Even with an 8-point lead on a team like that, the game's never over.
Yeah, you could really tell you guys were battling to the very end there. What were some of the key points or moments that you feel allowed your guys to kind of pull away with this one?
I think our switch to the 1-3-1 really hurt them. I think we did a good job of going back and forth. Some guys came off the bench. Trent Ernst comes in. He's not going to be in the paper tomorrow, but what he did there for the fourth quarter, taking Jacobson away, was huge. And then this guy right here, that little spin move off the fake handoff, that really was huge.
You guys had a monster play coming out of the first quarter into the second. Was that a play that you guys were looking to drop at the end of the first, or is that something you just talked about over the break? Because that was a highlight reel material.
Honestly, I saw it in our highlight package before the game, and I was like, maybe we'll throw this one in. And, I mean, that was executed perfectly.
It really was. You guys, tough schedule right now. You're getting into the meat of it. What does that do for you guys moving forward? And then knocking off a team like that at home, what does it do for your confidence moving forward?
A ton. I mean, we've been talking about how we wanted to be at the table. We feel like we've proved we belong, and now this one just kind of solidifies that, like, we're one of those teams.
You already mentioned the young man earlier, Jacob Dutzman. Dutzy, as you mentioned, 13 big points and some big plays at key moments, I thought.
Oh, yeah. Huge rebounds. I mean, he does it all. He took some big shots. That was the spin, dribble, handoff. I was more thinking he was going to throw it to the corner to Grant, but, I mean, this guy, I have got no words for him. He keeps surprising me.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the win. All righty, let's bring in our player of the game, Jacob Dutzman, the walking highlight reel here, 13 big points. What do you have to say about your performance and then a win like this over a very talented team?
Well, you know, balance over the break really solidified in us that we need to practice how we play, and that's what we did this week leading up to the game. And I mean, we've been practicing like this for a long time. We knew that we could beat them. We saw it against Wahoo and against Omaha Concordia. We're right there with them, and we proved it today again.
You guys were coming off a 3-game skid there, but against some really high talented teams there. What was going through your mind when you lost that game in overtime, you know, in the tournament to a very, like I mentioned, talented team in Platteview? Were there any doubts, or were you guys thinking just get back to the court and let's get to it?
Well, I mean, when we went back and watched the film, it really wasn't that bad of a game. We just, a few key turnovers, we needed to rebound better and make some shots. I mean, other than that, we're right there with them. Like I said, we can play with them.
No doubt, and you guys showcased that tonight. What was going through your mind during that first quarter to second quarter break where head coach Dutz was drew up that highlight play for you, the backdoor screen, you know, alley-oop dunk?
Well, I mean, Ryan and I made eye contact. We knew it was going to happen. We just executed.
I asked Coach, I'll ask you too. What does a win like this mean for you guys moving forward? It's got to be a confidence booster.
Oh, man. Yeah, lots of confidence. I mean, we knew we could play with them before, but now we really know it, and we can play with that confidence moving forward.
Jacob, thank you for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All righty, Brandon, let's send it back up to you in the booth to wrap this one up.
Thanks, Andy, and congratulations to Jacob Dutzman. Great alley-oop there getting up in that second quarter, as Andy referred to. 13 points for him. He's our Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game. At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they are your healing destination. Also, appreciate Coach Bowens talking to us as a part of our Sarpy County Tourism Coaches post-game interview. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. Again, your final 57-48. Number 1, Ashland Greenwood goes down. Let's see all of the action on how it took place by taking a look at our top plays presented by Currency. Two-time defending champs and number 1 and undefeated Ashland Greenwood coming to town to take on number 4 Lincoln Lutheran on a Thursday night here on News Channel Nebraska. And it would be Jacob Dutzman who filled things up in the first quarter. There's a triple. He had 3 of 4 Warrior baskets in that first period. There's the up and under. The 6'4" junior just having a great evening. It was 9-7 after 1. This is how we start the second. Yes, it's Dutzman again getting up there for the oop. 11-9 Lincoln Lutheran, but Ashland Greenwood starting to get things going. Derek Tonjes knocking down the triple there in the second, making it a 14-12. How about the and one there by Logan Lebo, who finished with a team-high 15 points. Defensively, there's a block. It ends up getting kicked out to Stowell, who hits the three. There was 4 triples for Lincoln Lutheran hit in the second quarter. It's 25-19 at the halftime break. Advantage Lincoln Lutheran. There's Dane Jacobson with a basket. He had 15 points for the Blue Jays. Working it inside, Tonjes also with 15. He was a force inside. And Ashland Greenwood, they hit another gear in the third, outscoring Lincoln Lutheran 15-8. Jacobson hitting a triple, and a big reason why that triple at the end of the third quarter sends us into the fourth with the Blue Jays up by 1. You have Lebo coming down and hitting a 3 to start things off. Basket inside for the Warriors as well. That was Nathan Hawley, but what happened in the fourth is Lincoln Lutheran found another gear offensively. Hager with the layup. They also shut things down defensively. End up outscoring the Blue Jays by 10. And your final score ends up being 57-48. So despite an effort by the Blue Jays to come back, they are unable to do so. And Lincoln Lutheran hits free throws down the stretch and gets a marquee win for their season. First loss of the year for Ashland Greenwood. Lincoln Lutheran gets a big one. And again, your final 57-48 down in Lincoln. So unofficial scoring totals. Ashland Greenwoods, Jacobson, Tonjes, and Teese all finish with 15. Zimmerman with 1. Isaac Carson with 2. On the flip side for Lincoln Lutheran, Lebo leads the way with 15. Dutzman with 13. Stowell with 12. Hager 10. Hawley 2. And Glines with a 3 off the bench. And that's how things wrapped up here in Lincoln in this great top 10 matchup. A reminder that we have Pierce and Hardington Cedar Catholic on Friday night. We're planning to televise the Mudecas Championships 4 games in a row on Saturday, starting at 2:35. That is pending more weather delays, which very well could happen, as in a lot of part of the states, snow is expected tonight as well. But for tonight, as mentioned earlier, we are sending you straight to Gothenburg for a girls-boys doubleheader where Michael Shively has the call. We're probably just about wrapping up the girls. We have a top 10 matchup on the boys still on the docket. So thank you for watching. As always, shout out to our terrific production crew, Tyler Lechner in the truck. For Andy Klassen, I'm Brandon Axamit. We'll send you now to Gothenburg for Michael Shively as the Swedes of Gothenburg take on the Kozad Haymakers.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.